Impact has historically been known for its 211 operation, which is where the department in which I'm involved. 211 is our local information and referral service. These are information and referral about primarily basic needs things, food, clothing, and then what I'm involved in, which is shelter and homeless related issues. Coordinated entry was new, and when we came on board, we had no idea what to expect as far as volume. Just the sheer volume of clients that were going to be contacting us for homeless related issues. And so what we saw really rapidly was that we had an inordinate amount of people calling us for a very finite resource, and given the database that we had, it wasn't going to work for the kind of program that we were running with coordinated entry. We were doing a lot of this data collection by hand, and we were having to keep it in these sort of archaic like Excel files and Word documents, and it just wasn't the efficient use of our time that we knew that we needed to have. Skyline was able to see beyond that in the sense that we needed a foundation that was equally stable. When they took it and started looking at what our needs were and how to best address them, they realized that the bulk of the project was truly the database and making it more efficient, making it answer questions on its own without people having to decide, and really laying that foundation for the rest of the system to be built out.
When we got all the requirements that they needed for this new application, it became clear that the cloud data mobile model that we use was really going to be able to solve their business need. Having a centralized system where they could collect all of this information on their clients and matching them up with shelters based on the needs between the client and the shelter's restrictions. It is very important for them to not have a lot of extra technology overhead infrastructure-wise, so putting it in the cloud was the best solution for them. The program registration is where the Impact 211 staff will be entering all the information about the shelters in the Milwaukee area. This will have the open and close time of the shelters, any bus routes that are going to the shelters, obviously the location as well. And it will also have the rooms and beds that are in that shelter.
You know, they took this very small, this very narrow grant application that I wrote, and they were able to see beyond it. They were able to see the vision that we had for coordinated entry as it stood at that moment, but they were able to look beyond to what our needs were going to be in 2 years, in 5 years, as we move towards possible regionalization of this system. They were able to take all of that into consideration and see this bigger picture that I would have never seen on my own, and they took it to places that I never thought about. And so it was really exciting to see how excited they got, and so it seemed like a perfect fit.